watch a movie. Lights, camera, explosion. Get ready for the real. Now I'm playing podcast in motion. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Now Playing's fourth Intermission. Thank you for downloading us. I'm Arnie.
And Stuart.
Marjorie.
And I'm Jason.
And this is Justin.
So guys, what have you been up to? Justin, what about you? What have you been listening to, reading, watching, doing? Hockey again?
It's still hockey. Other than that, I mentioned before I've been watching the Darth Maul show. That wrapped up. And
what's the premise? Darth Maul, what era of his life? What's he doing?
Darth Maul pretty much directly after Revenge of the Sith. So he's already gone through the spider legs, messing around with Crimson Dawn a little bit. So this is almost like a prequel to the Solo movie where we see Darth Maul at the very end in a hologram. But this is more of like a crime drama. We're dealing with a local police force and Darth Maul is on this planet.
Are you rooting for Darth Maul? Is he like the hero?
Kind of.
Okay.
He's a bad guy still, but that's what makes this interesting is he's kind of an anti-hero type of thing. They wrapped up the first season. They did pretty good. I'm looking forward to the second season. And as we record right now, we are in the final week of the final episode of The Boys. So by the time most people are hearing this, they may think, oh, wow, they really shit the bed and Justin is an idiot for looking forward to this. But right now, I'm pretty hyped. It's looking like it's going to be quite the finale. But I won't talk too much about that because I know you guys all want to get caught up on it.
Yeah, I tend to wait for the show to be done. And then I feel like, I'll give, 5 years?
Yeah. And part of what people are complaining about right now is that they feel like this last season has been setting up the new show they're doing, which is a prequel. The new show is supposed to be taking place way back in the 50s or 60s.
Kind of Watchmen-like.
Yeah.
What's the prequel going to be called?
Vought Rising. Vaught's the evil corporation that creates the superheroes and all that good stuff. So I'm tentatively excited, but so many modern TV shows, they seem to flip the mattress on the finale. So we'll see how it goes.
So Jason, what about you? What have you been reading, watching, doing?
Well, I'm going to have plenty of time to watch The Boys now that I have finished a project that has been almost a year and a half in the works. Arnie, you and Brock know about this.
Not only do we know, we've tried staging interventions. I just want to put that out there.
You did try. So January of last year, I decided to embark on a project to watch everything in Kristy Swanson's filmography.
It took you that long, or are you just kind of lax about it?
I laxed about it, and there was a lot of stuff that I put off, and there was a lot of stuff that I couldn't get unless I got, a free 7-day trial to the Up Faith and Family Network.
Is that what she's doing now?
I was going to say spoilers on where she ends up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Let me take you through the whole thing. I'd never seen Pretty in Pink, and then I saw this image of Kristy Swanson from the end of Pretty in Pink, and I didn't know that was, and I showed it to Arnie. I'm like, hey, what was Kristy Swanson in here? And he said, that's from Pretty in Pink. So I watched that, and instead of watching other John Hughes movies that I haven't seen,
Right.
I decided to steer myself down the Kristy Swanson path.
Like, we're talking the original Buffy in the movie, right? Flowers in the Attic.
Yep.
Oh my God. What did you think of that? Because Flowers in the Attic was like the book series, V.C. Andrews, when I was in school.
Oh, yes. All the kids were into the incest.
Yes, it was so big when that movie came out.
This better not awaken anything in me.
And it was just a horrible story.
It was the twilight of the time. And yeah, the movie was so bad.
The books are bad. Spoiler. I knew they were bad when I was young, but there really wasn't much choice. I was like, V.C. Andrews, and I hopped right to Stephen King.
I never read the books, but Flowers in the Attic was part of this watch. It was everything that studio films, independent films, direct-to-video films, now with the direct-to-streaming films, direct-to-nowhere.
Let me just list some of the highlights of your journey. Because Deadly Friend, of course, would have been a high point.
Oh, I forgot about it. Yeah. Beep, beep.
Mannequin 2 on the Move.
Ooh. These are movies I've seen.
That one is bad.
I'll run through the quick highlights and the quick lowlights of the Kristy Swanson year. Buffy Vampire Slayer, I still say is a good one. The Phantom, I don't hate the movie. She's there great in it, but I kind of still like watching it.
Billy Zane? Billy Zane in a purple leotard thing?
Billy Zane Phantom. Let's talk to Robert Evans. He's no longer around, but whatever. She was in the first Mr. Boogedy, which was a Disney Sunday night special back in the 80s. She was the daughter with
Yep.
Richard Masur, the great Richard Masur, was her father, and that Mimi Kennedy was the mother. A couple of low-budget ones from the 90s that I thought were okay. One of them was called Diving In. She's in the supporting roles in both of these, and she does fine. I'm talking about her, not necessarily film. And another one called Lover Girl, which was ultra low budget and had Sandra Bernhard in it too. But I thought Kristy Swanson was good. She did a good guest appearance on Growing Pains, where she was this hot girl trying to get Kirk Cameron to do coke in the bathroom. I don't know if you remember that episode.
I kind of remember that.
And they ended up on the same religious path, too. So
Exactly.
So I'm going to ask an obvious question. Why Kristy Swanson?
I knew that people would ask why. I don't have I never really had a crush on her back in the day.
You could have picked a million. Daryl Hannah. I mean, there's Sean Young. There's a lot of people that would have colorful careers.
Well, I think it was just, I wanted to see, okay, what else can it get any worse than this? And it can get bad. Even in this theatrical stuff that she did, Higher Learning was one of John Singleton's worst. It's the one, he gets like every cultural stereotype you ever heard of from every culture and puts them into college, and they literally fight it out to the death.
Yes, I remember this movie.
There is not one, but two erotic thrillers in which Kristy Swanson co-stars with a swollen Stephen Baldwin. They're horrible. There's lots of movies with Dean Cain and Kevin Sorbo and Scott. It's like your loser actor bouquet. It was hard.
Anything surprised you that was good that you were like, wow, she's still got it, whatever it is?
Yeah, no, because I never really thought if she really had it.
Yeah.
No.
She's still got shit.
The thing is, the movies have never been good. It's all bad. So anyway, my final thoughts is Kristy Swanson has never really made some great movies, but I have seen them all.
Okay. If we ever do that retrospective, you're it.
And if we ever do, then we all have run out of faiths.
yeah, I know. That's after Police Academy. That's after Witchblade. That's after Warlock. We get to the Kristy Swanson. After we've done everything by Charles Band.
I'm on to the Alice Eve thing now, Arnie. That's the next one.
So Marjorie, what about you? What are you watching, doing?
I had to travel last week for work, so I had some plane trips, and it just so happened that Project Hail Mary came out on streaming, and my husband is nice enough to put that on Apple TV for me. So I watched that a few times. It's a really great movie. I'm obsessed with it right now. It's my background when they're getting the Talmiba. We did get to see it in 70 millimeter when it was making the second run for it. It was absolutely packed. I don't think I watched anything else. I don't think I did. I think it's Project Hail Mary on the planes.
I mean, it's a long movie and you've watched it multiple times this week. So
yeah,
I don't know that leaves time for anything else.
I did watch Weekend at Bernie's one morning when I was in my hotel room.
Dear.
I love that movie.
Ooh.
I don't care what anyone says. It is a fantastic movie. It's Terry Kaiser's best work.
It is Terry Kaiser's best work.
One last thought about Project Hail Mary. Are you like a fan of, like, did you read the book?
I have nearly finished the book. I started the book before the movie came out. I almost finished it when I was traveling before for work. I loved The Martian. I thought that was a great movie.
Okay.
I think that Ryan Gosling absolutely deserves an Oscar for this movie, at least a nomination. He's been phenomenal in this movie. It was so great. Everyone loves Rocky. Rocky's amazing. The fact that they used practical effects on this, I think, was like tremendous, and it wasn't CGI.
Yeah, it's a strange combo. I mean, I'm sure we'll cover it one day, but yeah, the whole Rocky thing kind of took me by surprise.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, but I didn't know how much E.T. would be in this thing when I saw it. I thought it was going to be more Martian, and the Rocky component was an unexpected delight.
Yeah, no, they're great. And he does really well acting against the puppeteer who is voicing it and operating the puppet. I mean, it's just a really good movie, and it came out of nowhere. And, it's got a great story. It's a great acting. It's tremendous. I cannot say enough good things about it.
Stuart, what about you? What are you doing these days? You're healing up from our last intermission?
Yeah. I've been hobby hunting. I'm feeling better, just so folks know. I'm able to do more work, walk farther, work, do daily tasks, but I don't feel like up for jumping on a plane and going somewhere. I don't feel like I could, I might before have traveled or done a 5K or something, and I just physically, I'm not there yet. So I'm trying to find like a hobby I could do now. I've done a few jigsaw puzzles. I'm like, okay, this is all right. I thought I found my thing, and now I'm not thinking it's my thing. Are you guys familiar with these like Book Nook do-it-yourself diorama things? you build these little streetscapes. Yeah,
Did you do
well,
one?
kind of. It fell apart. Here's the thing. They're very soothing. Like, you're putting it together. I'm like, oh, the cat goes there. And, like, oh, that didn't work. I never got the lights to work. But I'm like, it's good enough. And then right at the end, when it's all supposed to snap together, like, it just crumbled. And I'm at this place of like, do I rebuild again or do I just throw it away? And I think I have the answer. I just can't look at this anymore. I love the idea of it. And there's a crazy part of me that still wants to try again and buy another one, but they're not as soothing as I want them to be. I wanted it to be like this nice meditative kind of bonsai Lego thing. And it just, by the end of it, I must have spent half an hour trying to snap this balcony on. And it just, every time you pop one in, the other thing falls off. And then the whole thing, just earthquake style, caved. And so I'm playing with rubble, I think is the answer to your question.
Did yours have a theme?
A lot of them are like Asian. It's like a little Asian bar scene. So it's like it's an alleyway and there's little cats and you can put in these little bottles of beer. It's all very cute. And when you watch those things on Facebook, they make it seem so easy. Grab some tweezers and you're just in this serene place. But they tell you don't need glue, but I'm telling you, I've got a hot glue gun. And if I go back at this thing, it's going to be used. There's no way it stays together unless you force it.
Sounds like maybe you should try Lego then. Lego has step-by-step instructions. They stay together.
I did see. Yeah, Lego is not what it used to be, or at least my associations of it were of child ambitions. But yeah, there are some cool adult Lego stuff. They had the Eiffel Tower and some cool architectural things. I've thought about that. Maybe that would be less stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You inspired me. I'll go that route. Yeah, I think the Japanese wine bar is gone. I think we just have to let it go. What about you, Arnie?
Well, I have a mea culpa. I want to issue a correction to our Mortal Kombat 2 review.
Yeah.
In Mortal Kombat 2, I said it was the second best Mortal Kombat film. Well, Friday night, Marjorie was out of town, and I just was exhausted from a late night, and I wanted some background noise. And I'd been listening to the Mortal Kombat 1995 soundtrack all week. I'm like, I'm going to watch Mortal Kombat 1995. Now, the last time I'd watched this movie is when we reviewed it in 2018. I did not rewatch it for the 2021 film coming out. I did not rewatch it for Mortal Kombat 2 that just came out.
Let Mortal Kombat begin.
And watching Mortal Kombat 1995, I was struck with, if you've seen the movie, I Saw the TV Glow.
Mm-hmm.
When the main character's a little kid and watching the TV show he's obsessed with, it's so scary and everything. Then he grows up as an adult and goes back to the show and realizes he was watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with awful acting and awful costumes. That's how I felt going to Mortal Kombat 1995 this time.
Yeah, it's a terrible film. Yeah. As I recall, piece of trash.
It's fun trash.
Yeah, it's fun.
But my God, the acting is so awful across the board. Even Christopher Lambert.
Especially Christopher Lambert. What do you mean?
Yeah, not even. Yes. It's not, I can't believe he's bad. Yes, Christopher Lambert's in it, in a big fright wig.
The only one doing a good performance is Shao Kahn. But everybody else, Lyndon Ashby and Veronica, Miss Vaughn from Billy Madison, I'm just like, these are all so bad and the fights are so awful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so poorly choreographed. The CG is just so dated and bad.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this. No, Mortal Kombat 2 is clearly the best Mortal Kombat film.
Thank you. I'm glad to accept your retraction and totally agree. And do not go anywhere near Annihilation. Just don't do that to yourself.
Oh, I watched it recently.
It still has a good soundtrack, that sequel. And the sequel is almost Brown Arrowable good, but
at some point, Brown Arrows still hurt. They still go into your heart and pierce it.
But yes, I rewatched that movie and really, it's like, wow, this is not even what I experienced 7 years ago. Nostalgia's a hell of a drug. All right, well, with that retraction issued, we are going to do some trivia. And joining us now from our Patreon is Tom Ross. So welcome to the show, Tom. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
So, Tom, how long have you been listening to the show?
Back in 2013, I was going through some life changes, job, marital status, and I was looking for something to get my mind off everything. I thought it'd be fun to hear someone talk about Friday the 13th movies. I never listened to a podcast before, downloaded 4 different ones. After the third, I thought, well, podcasts aren't for me. Too much talking over each other, trying hard to be funny, a lot of ahs. But the fourth one was now playing. Loved it for my first listen, went through the old catalog, and here I am 13 years later, still eagerly awaiting every Tuesday and Friday new episode.
Wow, thank you so much. I can't believe somebody listened to Friday the 13th and thought that we weren't talking over each other and uhing and umming all the hell.
Yeah.
It is funny to go back.
And the audio quality is so bad.
Yeah.
And the guy who's a boxer, well, you know, it takes a little while, but eventually when he has his couple rounds with Jason, he literally gets his head boxed.
And can I just say, I love that. Jason fights a boxer, and the boxer keeps punching a mask, a hockey mask, which is built to withstand a puck at high velocity. But this guy thinks his fists are more powerful than a hockey puck in a slap shot. And he keeps punching the mask till he's bloody. Tells Jason to give me your best shot, and Jason knocks his head off.
Clean off. It was awesome.
Come on, that is badassness at its best. It is, the movie may have left the camp, but the camp was in the movie.
He deserved that death. He most certainly did. Beheading him actually felt redundant, actually.
And Tom, you're also a patron. Thank you very much for that.
Definitely. I love going on those journeys.
And I just want to remind our listeners that while our intermission episodes are free for every listener to join us on the show and participate in trivia, you do have to be a patron like Tom, and you can get over 100 bonus podcasts at just the $10 a month level and a new one every month, at least one new one every month. So thank you again, Tom. And we're going to be giving some questions about the stuff that we are covering right about now. Stuart, I think you have the first question.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you're a donor because that means you know about Roar. I feel like not enough people know about Roar. We're bringing Roar as the conclusion to our whole donation drive this past winter, spring. In this film, this notorious film, directed by Noel Marshall, starring himself and his lovely wife, Tippi Hedren, and their children. It's a movie in which a family feeds itself to lions, as well as the roughly 140-person crew. Amongst that crew, one of the main people that got injured, got scalped in fact, is a famous cinematographer and director who went on and had a career and made movies we've covered many, many times. My question for you is, who was the cinematographer that got injured on Roar? Is it A, Nicholas Roeg, B, Michael Chapman, C, Jan de Bont, or D, Mario Bava?
That would be Jan de Bont.
Yes.
Very good.
Very
Yes.
good.
Yeah. The pictures are out there. It's quite gruesome.
I didn't go that far, but anytime you all say what you're going to be doing next, I always go watch the movie, and that name surprised me in the credits.
Yeah, it's why he got Cujo.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you figure if you can handle lions, you can handle one dog, right?
Or if you've seen the behind-the-scenes photos, a guy in a dog suit.
Well, okay. Yes. Not all of Cujo was as reckless as Roar.
All right. Tom, this is your second question, but first we should ask, how much of a Star Wars fan are you, Tom?
Well, I've never seen a full Star Wars movie, ever. Any of them.
Yes, this is going to be competitive.
I have listened to all the podcasts, though.
Okay.
Okay. That's reading the TV guide. You don't need a TV. Okay. In the new Star Wars film, The Mandalorian Grogu, we see the return of Jabba the Hutt's son, Rata. In the 2008 Clone Wars films, Jabba used the nickname Punky Muffin to refer to the baby Hutt, but Ahsoka had a less polite name. What did Ahsoka call Rata? Was it A, Fatso, B, Smelly, C, Chubs, or D, Stinky?
Could you say that again in English this time, those names?
But I'll repeat the question if you need me to.
Now it won't help me. I'm going to go with A, Fatso.
I don't think the answer was D, Stinky.
It is Stinky.
Okay. Now that's me coming from our review of the Clone Wars that I ain't watching that shit. But I listened to this.
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, I had to watch that. That was, I think, one of my first Now Playing episodes was I drew that short straw.
I think you did Midnight Meat Train first.
Yes.
And then since you'd done Midnight Meat Train,
You gave me the Star Wars cartoon. Yes, exactly. That was all about Stinky. I mean, if you saw that movie, you would know it was Stinky because that's like half the movie is Stinky's sick, Stinky's bad.
see, I like that you say if you saw that movie, you know it was Stinky. Because yes, that movie is very stinky.
It is. It lives up to it. But he's all built and like tough now.
All right. So for your third question, Tom, we're going to Masters of the Universe. How much do you know that?
Loved it as a kid. That's a long time ago.
All right. You'll probably get this one then. In the upcoming Masters of the Universe film, Jared Leto plays Skeletor. Who's the other actor to play live-action Skeletor back in the 1987 film? Do you need guesses?
I don't believe I do. Frank Langella?
That is correct. Frank
That is
Langella. I thought I had some good other guesses. Dolph Lundgren, Tim Curry, Rutger Hauer.
I wish it had been Tim Curry. That would have actually been a good Skeletor.
That would have been very interesting.
Hell, I'll take Tim Curry over Jared Leto right now.
Frank Langella, I just remember he was so old. He comes in and he sits down and he doesn't do a thing the whole movie. He's just sitting on the throne. He's like, I dare you to move me. Yeah.
That's because the outfit was so heavy that he couldn't move.
Yeah, it was so heavy. I bet.
Tom, I think you have a trivia question for us now.
Yes. So as a fan, I can tell you that we often listen to the same shows again and again. So I thought it would be fun to give you all a fan quiz. So I'm going to give you 3 different quotes, tell you which one of you said it, and you give me the name of the movie you were reviewing. Starting off with Arnie, who said, if you're going to have a drink with some ghosts, don't you want good-looking ghosts? Was it A, Scrooged, B, The Shining, the miniseries, or C, Ghostbusters 2?
I'm going to think The Shining miniseries.
Yes, there were a lot I could have picked from The Shining miniseries. That was one quote. Good job.
That's a good one.
Here's something else I don't necessarily like. The ghosts all look like extras from Romero's original Night of the Living Dead. If you're gonna have a drink with some ghosts, don't you want good-looking ghosts, not ghosts that look undead?
These look like poor Halloween costumes. You could see the white cake paint on their face. Again, I'm wondering, are they reverting back to their human form? Is that why they look like this? Wouldn't they want to look beautiful if they're going to try to seduce you to murder your family?
Next up is Brock. So one of you is going to have to answer for Brock, who said to Stewart, maybe you're defining comedy different from what I think comedy is. Was that A, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, B, Exorcist 2, the Heretic, or C, Deep Blue Sea 3?
No, for sure it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I definitely remember that conversation because I still insist that movie's funny, and Brock did not agree with me.
I did some research into this for this podcast, and I know that Toby Hooper says the same thing. I watched this movie twice for this podcast. I don't see the humor at all.
Yeah, I have to back up Arnie on that one. I don't think this one has a lot of humor in it. I think there's humorous parts. I think there's some humorous interactions and things like that. But maybe you're defining comedy different than I think comedy is. What do you mean by that?
Maybe you're defining comedy as something unfunny.
That was the nicest slam anyone has ever given me, Brock. Thank you.
That was it. And last one's a good one because we all love Angry Stewart, especially when he said, get her the fucking scoop already.
Could I answer?
Was it Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, B, Prom Night, C, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers?
Jason?
Would be Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
Yeah. She's
That
just
bland.
she's bland as hell. I mean, and we were given no reason to like her other than the fact that she keeps insisting for the first half of the damn movie she's going to take the girl to get ice cream. I'm like, get her the fucking scoop already. I'm so tired of you talking about this ice cream. It's a movie about ice cream for the first half fucking hour.
If you don't mind, a quick story. Reason I wanted to include that last one. I was a corporate trainer at the time. I was listening to Halloween 4 on my way to work. Got there, took my AirPods out, put my phone in my pocket. My leg hits play on my phone as I'm standing in front of 20 managers looking at me expectantly. We all hear Stewart's voice.
No.
She keeps insisting for the first half of the damn movie, she's going to take her to get ice cream. Get scoop already.
Oh, I feel so bad. I need to get you a scoop. Yeah. Oof.
Tom, thank you so much for joining us. This has been fun. I loved your questions. Thank you. It was a total change of pace, and I can't believe we got all 3, to be perfectly honest. We've done over 1,600 shows.
I just want to say thank you, everyone involved now playing, whether you're ripping apart a turkey, the Shining miniseries I listen to every time I need to get in a good mood, or you're championing a movie I love, even when you're wrong. Vanilla Sky. Not one recommend.
Okay, I was going to check in on you. I bet you don't love it when we hate on your favorites, but
I still love it because you always state your case. You're always honest, and it's just so entertaining. So thank you, everyone, for 13 years of great entertainment.
Thank you again, Tom. That was a lot of fun. So I also had a weird experience this week. Roger Avery, screenwriter, co-writer of Pulp Fiction.
Criminal. Yeah.
He tweeted us, or me specifically, because if you see action on Twitter, I think I'm the only one of us on Twitter anymore, and I do the Now Playing Twitter, and he tweeted me out of the blue. I don't follow him. I didn't tag him. I wasn't replying to him. I'm just looking at our mentions, and Roger Avery says, "You are contributing to the downfall of civilization."
Yeah. Pot calling kettle black.
For recommending the original Mortal Kombat. That's the...
This is why you don't do Twitter, man. There's nothing positive is going to come out of there. What's the point of going off on somebody you don't know to tell them the absolute worst thing? You are the downfall. Come on.
Yeah. Okay.
We've seen your fucking movies, dude.
Like, what did I do?
Yeah.
And he's like, relax, I'm joking. But he was replying because a big thing, I don't know if you guys have gotten into this. I dipped my toe in it. But the big thing going on right now in movie circles online is there are people scanning prints of old movies and saying this is a closer representation of the movie as you saw it in the 80s or 90s or even 2000s than what you're getting on disc today. And they just have these bulk scanner devices. And these are just, they're either pro editors who have this equipment, access to it, and they buy old prints on eBay and scan them. And they're huge files, like 200 gigabytes. They're putting them out in like ProRes, lossless scans of these films. And somebody was tweeting these pictures from what they were saying the theatrical presentation was against the 4K discs that came out. And what I did that apparently pissed off Roger Avery is saying, how do you know that what you're getting from a scanned print is what it looked like in the theater? How do you know that this aged print that you're getting hasn't degraded or colorized, and the person scanning these prints has to do their own colorization correction and all of that? It's not a one-for-one thing. And it opened a world to me of cinema purism that I was aware of, but I didn't know how deep the divisions went. Have any of you guys like gotten into any of that stuff?
Well, I don't buy physical media, so honestly, no, not really. I guess if I had like a home theater and was trying to recreate, obviously, if you could have prints and spool it up and run it 70 millimeter in your house, that'd be great, but it just doesn't seem very practical. So no, I don't. Your thought is that the movies that you saw 20 years ago don't look the same now that they're in a format that people take home?
Yeah, that's what everybody is saying, is because especially this has come up with 4K, because when they made DVDs and even Blu-rays, they were scanning film digitally and they were scanning it at a resolution that even a Blu-ray could handle. They were scanning at about, 2K 1080p. When 4K came out, the studios weren't ready. They didn't have the stuff scanned at 4K because A, it's a lot of disk space, B, the tech just wasn't there and they didn't see a reason to do it. So now when you're getting these movies in 4K, you're getting one of two things. Either an upscale where they're just using AI or something like AI to increase the resolution digitally, but they're not actually improving it, or they're going back to the negatives and re-scanning off of the negatives of the film and creating a new experience that I did a little bit of comparison is often vastly different from the original. They change framing in shots. And when discussing film grain, one of the things people are complaining about, there's two people who are currently the targets of cinephile hate. James Cameron and David Fincher. James Cameron, they say, removed so much grain from Terminator 1 that it looked waxy and artificial and just not at all like the original film. David Fincher, with his 4K scans, has gone full on George Lucas. He's added effects with digital. There's now lens flare in Fight Club that wasn't there before because it wasn't even shot on an anamorphic lens, which is what gives you lens flare. And he's changed colors and in some scenes added stuff in the background digitally, like making the cityscape look more vast and changing which cars are parked where. And so people are really saying, this isn't the Fight Club we loved for 20 years.
I mean, this sounds like special edition argument from 30 years ago.
It really is. And the fact that this is now, they're scanning in 8K. This is like the only high-res digital master of Fight Club. But both of these are director approved. And so it's like, well, this is what the director wants.
Yeah.
And then James Cameron came out and said, it was when Avatar 3 was in theaters and he was doing the press junkets. And somebody asked him, what do you think of the response to the Terminator 4K disc? And he's like, I don't care what a bunch of nerds in their mom's basement say about my transfer. I like it.
All right. You know what? Some of these guys don't live in the basement. All right. They're 1-level house, 2-level house.
Yeah, I lived on the main floor of my mom's house.
Basements are cold and damp. My God.
Resolution has always been one thing, and we're going to top out on that at some point, right? You can only get so crisp before it's okay, whatever. I watched a video recently because I wanted to know what 3:2 pull down meant. Like all these years, I thought 3:2 pull down was talking about the aspect ratio of taking a film and putting it on TV. But that's not it. It's doing with the frame rate. Movies are shot at 24 frames per second, and screens that we watch stuff on are usually 60 frames or more. So 3:2 is where they take a frame, they have to hold it for 2 frames, and then the next set is 3 frames, 3:2, 3:2. So you're getting almost like a pause in every other frame when watching a film transferred to TV. And that affects the quality, and what you're seeing is not the same as what you saw in the theater.
Yeah, I have to say this stuff meant a whole lot more to me when I was studying cinematography. And, it was simple back in the 90s. You saw movies in movie theaters, and, you watched TV on TV, and you knew you were getting an inferior product if you were watching a movie that had been transferred to television. The way you saw Fight Club in the theater in 1999 is not going to be the same in 2026. I guess that's okay.
I think this is just going to be an ongoing discussion / hot topic in film as long as we keep making advances in technology, which theoretically should be continuing. But do you guys remember the big argument over colorization?
Yeah.
That was like pearl clutching so much over how dare you colorize these movies. And I think we're okay with it now.
Are we okay with it? I mean, it looked bad, too. It should be said the early versions of it
did.
Were not the best. I bet they could colorize a movie really well now.
Now you can use AI to make your grandma's picture from 1886 talk to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
yeah, you can make scenes that weren't there. Wizard of Oz. Look at what they did with that.
Wizard of Oz, I was going to mention it. Yeah. That movie, they do use some AI in there. My position is, as long as I can watch what I originally liked, it's okay. And I'm not going to complain. I think Cameron's response, maybe he shouldn't have said, I don't care what people think of their basement. Maybe if he just said, I understand their argument, and I'm glad that we can all watch movies together. Mine is just a get along message. So I guess that's not as good as saying, fuck these guys in the basement.
Yeah. Yeah. It was not a very diplomatic answer.
Do you feel better if it's just the original creator doing it?
I think so.
Yeah.
It all goes back to me that the original creator should let their art go once it's released. I don't feel better about Maclunky just because George Lucas put it in there.
Maclunky.
I don't feel better about walkie-talkies instead of guns in E.T. just because Spielberg had different sensibilities 20 years later. No, I think the original creator should at least give us the option. Give us both if you want to do it. And that's what they did, I think, with E.T. when the special edition came out on DVD, which was the best they had back then, is you got the original E.T. And then you got Walkie-Talkie E.T. also. Don't take away the thing we liked to begin with. And that's how I feel about Star Wars and the fact that every edition released is different. And I've ripped my disc collection. I have like 6 versions of Star Wars out there, starting with 1977 and ending with Maclunky.
Maclunky.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. I guess it just hit me when I was looking at this 4K stuff, because when we review movies, we review what's available to us. And oftentimes we're reviewing just what they have on streaming. And we don't know if that's an upscaled 1080p. We don't know if it's a new 4K transfer. And so when we're watching a film and complimenting its use of color, and it's a 20-year-old film, are we really complimenting the filmmaker, or are we complimenting the studio that amped up saturation in the latest scan? What I went and checked is I went to Alien vs. Predator Requiem, and I checked my DVD copy against my Blu-ray copy, because I remembered when we reviewed that movie, we all said you can't see shit. And I'm like, if they redid this movie and increased the brightness, would somebody listen to our old podcast and be like, what are these fuckers token? Because I saw it just fine. Well, fortunately, both the Blu-ray and the DVD are dark as hell. But if they did a 4K transfer of that, it might be a totally different story.
I think they should kind of take like what the music industry has done. If they have original studio recordings and then in the mid-90s, they decide, oh, we're going to remaster this. They put that real big on the top, remastered version. So this isn't necessarily the original mix and everything. There's something different about this. If they want to do that with movies, that's fine. Just let us know that this is not the original. This is some sort of remastered, retouched, recolored, resynced, whatever. I think that would just be helpful just right down the line to know what you're getting.
Do you think some of that stuff goes over the heads of people?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times people, it's just accepting streaming music, for example. You've accepted a loss in quality in order for convenience. I think lots of times, the fact that people watch movies on their phones, that's not the best screen to watch it on, but it's what you're going to do. And again, my philosophy is that's just representative of the times. It's always going to be different. Every screening, every decade, it becomes something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. And that's kind of where I am. I'm certainly not a pixel counter the way some of these people are when I read reviews of these discs that came out. And they're like, oh my God, did you see the banding in the corner of this 1 3-second shot? I'm like, no, I didn't.
Well, I mean, as long as you didn't see a boom like that, that's the kind of thing we usually look for.
Yeah.
Well, those kind of mistakes.
Yeah. Well, if it's not matted properly and you can see, the filmmaking in the background, that's annoying. I'll give it. But I'm just grateful people go back and watch movies. Because honestly, I had a coworker tell me the other day, I didn't have time to watch it. I just read the wiki on it. And I was like, oh, wow. Is that what the art form's going to be for the next generation? I don't know.
What movie was she talking about?
Send help. She just didn't want to take the time.
I watched it last night. That's a really good movie.
It's great. I love that one. Thank you for your input. I just kind of thought that would be an interesting topic since again, we look at old copies of movies. What got me also thinking about it was we just reviewed The Birds, and The Birds had an entire featurette about restoration of old films and film grain, and that any film grain you see on these 4Ks, I didn't realize this, is fake. They're removing all the grain from the old films and then putting on a digital grain filter to make it look grainy, and it's the scanner's just own judgment as to how grainy it should look. It's almost like Inception, where they're screwing with your mind. Is that real grain? Is that fake grain? Why are you doing this? So everyone, thank you for coming to this intermission with us. We got some new films coming out.
I'm looking forward to He-Man more than any other movie this summer, you guys.
Tell me why.
I don't get into too many fantasy movies, but I'm watching it. I'm like, there's Mechanic. There's Man. I think I saw a picture of Moss Man in like a still. So I'm very excited about He-Man.
I just want to see Fisto and see if he says I fisted until I can't fist anymore.
Stole. That is all. That's okay.
I hope it's a massive hit.
2026 seems to be the year of making these properties look like we remember them as our childhood, right? We got
Mortal
Kombat looked more like the game. this Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
And especially Street Fighter coming out in the fall. That is made to look just like the game.
And that's what makes it awesome.
All right. Well, while you guys enjoy the recreation of your childhood, I'm looking forward to a childhood movie none of us were allowed to watch in the 80s. Roar. We're covering that this Friday. It was supposed to come out. I think it came out in Australia in 1981, but no other cinema in the world would touch this thing, and nobody in the world would ever make it like Tippi Hedren did back in the day. It took her 10 years, $18 million, several near fatalities to deliver a delightfully terrible kids film I can't wait to talk about, Roar, this Friday. While her family is actually in peril and actually being eaten, they're pretending that they're scared and being eaten. So it's very meta. It's a comedy about a family that thinks they're going to be eaten by lions and is actually being eaten by lions.
Awesome.
I'm there for it.
And so to end each intermission, I am going to provide a quote from a film or a filmmaker to sign off. And for this one, because we were talking about special editions, I thought a quote from George Lucas would be appropriate.
Oh, I thought we were going to get Roger Avery's quote to you.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing the end of cinema or whatever.
You are the reason movies.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah.
You.
George Lucas said, although I write screenplays, I don't think I'm a good writer.
It's good. It's good to know your limits.
And yet, they didn't stop him.
He doesn't like sand either, right?
No, he hates sand. I mean, it gets everywhere.
And so with that, thank you for playing Now Playing Podcast.
Maclunky.
The opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual hosts and may not reflect the views of Venganza Media Incorporated. Now Playing is a Venganza Media production, copyright 2026, and no part of this show may be reproduced, repurposed, or redistributed without the written permission of Venganza Media Incorporated. All rights reserved.
Trash film, we say it. High art, we praise it. Red arrow, green arrow, that's how we grade it. Woo. Time to get it poppin', Now Playing Podcast. Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us for this Inception. Coming up, we've got some new movie reviews tomorrow. What?
He said Inception instead of Intermission.
Oh.
It's still in your brain.
So everyone, thank you for coming to this